Hey, what's up? This is entry number 48 for, what day is it? Saturday. It's in the morning. I think it's around 8:30 right now in the morning. I just put together kind of the ingredients for pancakes. If you don't know, pancakes are pretty easy to make. So I may not run through the whole process here, but I'll at least show you how I made pancakes. These are from scratch, so that means no mix, no pre-made mix. They do sell pre-made mix here, but it's expensive. You don't get a lot, and yeah, it's not that good. So first of all, pancakes, the first ingredient you need is flour. Actually, let's go over what I have here on the table. 2 eggs. I don't know if you can see them. 2 eggs here. This is milk. This is Korean whole milk. Salt, sugar, and flour is this one. Oh, and I didn't see this one here. Baking powder. You can use baking soda too. Doesn't really matter for pancakes, at least. I also have a banana because these will be banana pancakes eventually. I'll show you how to do that, or maybe, we'll see. Alright, so first off, you need to use the flour. So I'm just gonna open this up. I bought all this stuff yesterday, so it's very fresh. It's supposed to be very fresh. With the flour, it's not uber important to measure any of this stuff, but you should at least keep in mind how much you're using. I think that kind of goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. The flour, so use one kind of measure for most things. I'm going to use this spoon. So this is a heaping spoonful, obviously. And I'm going to use about 6, maybe. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm looking at that, and US measurements, this looks like about, I don't know, 4, I don't know, it looks like about a cup, so I'm going to use about 3 more, 4 more. Okay, so that's the flour done. You don't have to do a lot with this, obviously, because it's batter, or it's just flour. So next we want to use, generally with pancakes you want to use your wet ingredients or your dry ingredients before you mix in your wet. This is sea salt, natural sea salt. I'm just going to use a large pinch of salt. If you don't know, salt is really important when you make anything because it makes it taste more like itself. So here's the salt done, flour done, sorry about that, baking powder. Baking powder is a good ingredient because it gives lift to the to whatever you're cooking. Yeah. So I'm just gonna top this off, and you should get about 100% of the flour. Use about half a teaspoon, or half one of these 8 Korean spoons, which looks like about a teaspoon. I'm actually going to use a little bit more. Okay, and what adding the baking powder does is it gives lift to the whole pancake, makes it fluffy. Okay, so I remembered that I used like about a cup and a half of flour, so I'm going to use about a teaspoon and a half of baking powder. So yeah, that's easy. In between additions, you can use a whisk or whatever else you have on hand to incorporate. You don't want to just leave it layered because you can accidentally incorporate or not incorporate all the ingredients. So a whisk or a fork works really well for this, and just try to shake that thing in between mixing. Good thing, up until this point, you haven't added anything to make it. Too thick, so it should be easy to mix. Last dry ingredient is sugar. Sugar is a nice ingredient because it tastes sweet. Now, I said yesterday that these will be kind of like a combination of savory and sweet, so I'm not going to add a lot of sugar here. If you want to just use these for sweet, for like a sweet application, like just banana pancakes or chocolate chip pancakes, don't use too much sugar. So I'm using about a teaspoon of sugar total. Even with savory stuff, it's okay if they're a little sweet. So I'm just going to incorporate that loosely with my spoon. Just like that. Done. So, sugar, done. So this is the dry. And if you want, you can make like a big batch of this and save this like in your freezer. And whenever you want to make pancakes, just add some wet ingredients to this and you'll be good. But I'm going to complete this because I'm hungry. So for wet ingredients, like I said before, I have milk, delicious Korean milk, eggs, and oil. This is just any kind of vegetable oil will do. Do not use olive oil or sesame oil. You want to use something like soybean, canola, grapeseed, vegetable, just generic vegetable, anything that doesn't have a strong taste. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll flatten the dry, and if you're really finicky, you can do this in a separate container, but I'm just going to do it in this container because I don't want to dirty another container. Just kind of shovel to the side the ingredients so you make a well. If you've made pasta from scratch, which I'll do eventually, you do the same procedure. So it's pretty easy, to be honest. So first thing in is your eggs. Dose. That was ugly. Winner. I got a shell. If you get shell in your egg, you just kind of use some of the other part of the shell and just scoop it out. Ah, God, it's kind of difficult, but if you have patience, it shouldn't be that hard. There we go. Excuse me 1 sec. I'm just gonna rinse my hands with water because I got stuff on them. Alright, sorry about that. So, with the eggs, you can add some milk now. Now the milk will be a variable to your ingredients, any kind of liquid you can actually add if you want. I'd recommend milk simply because it tastes good, but you can use water if you're lactose intolerant, or you can use really anything is acceptable, to be honest, but I think milk tastes the best and is, as you know, pretty traditional. So this is the delicious Korean milk. It's very rich. So I'll add, in the beginning, I'll just add about half a cup. And then you want to add some kind of fat to make it chewy, a little, not chewy, but just add some fat. It'll add texture. So you can add oil, you can actually add butter, melted butter if you'd like. I think oil works just as well, personally. So I'll just add about a teaspoon. Okay, just keep it simple. And then what I'll do is I'll just take my whisk and I'll pop the yolks like this and then just mix. Don't gotta go crazy here. You just want to make sure the wet ingredients are kind of combined and homogeneous. And then what you can do after that looks pretty well combined, just go wider and incorporate some flour, and just keep going until you have the flour combined. Now, if I was in America and I had access to it, I would use some vanilla extract. So if you have access to vanilla extract and you want to make these for sweet style pancakes, then for sure add some vanilla extract up in here because it makes it taste way better. So you can see how this is thickened up pretty tight. So what do? You add more milk or water. Pretty simple. Now, a lot of people say like pancakes, you don't want to overmix, but if you're doing these like I am and you're kind of making a mother batch, there's no way to really honestly overmix these. Sorry, I just made a mess. I'm making a mess here because this is not meant, obviously this is meant for attachment whisk. I'm using it by hand. But yeah, just be careful and you should be fine. I can already see the baking powder's doing its job because there's some bubbles forming, small bubbles, and that's due to the release of carbon dioxide. So yeah, this is the texture I want. You see, it's kind of just falls off the whisk. There's no real, it's not really lumpy. There's a couple lumps, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm just trying to get all the batter incorporated, or the flour incorporated now. But you see how it just falls off the whisk. So that's good. Probably tastes pretty plain at the moment. So now I guess I can show you how to make these because I got time. So there's the batter. Here's my banana. What's cool about banana is that if you open it correctly, for this instance, you can use to unzip one side, okay? And then just open it up and you have a cutting board built in right there, see? So I have my janky plastic spat kind of thing, and I'm just gonna cut it into fairly thin kind of coins. They don't have to be really thick. Actually, they shouldn't be really thick, because you don't want them to like be obtrusive to the pancake. Okay, so let's do this a couple more times. You can see, if you look at your batter now, you should see like a whole bunch of little bubbles because it's the off-gassing of the carbon dioxide's happening, which is good. Okay, I'm just incorporating the last bit of batter or flour. Alright, you see that? Beautiful. And if you let this sit longer and longer, it'll tighten up, get thicker and thicker. Just give that a little taste. You know what? Tastes like pancake batter. So now I'm gonna actually cook because I have time. Actually, let me check on the time of the video. Okay, never mind, I don't have time, so I will cook these, take a picture, and you can see the finished product at the end. Thanks for watching. Bye.